everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another cooking in the style of. Today we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to do something that's not savory but sweet. We're going to make a coffee cake in the style of Starbucks. I've never had a Starbucks coffee cake, but it sure did look nice. Now that's my oven just preheated. And when I looked at a lot of the recipes, they called for your all-purpose flour, baking soda, baking powder, eggs, oil, and so on and so forth. And then I read one recipe that called for a boxed yellow cake mix. And I said, I'm in. Because what I was making before with the flour, the eggs, the oil, soda, and baking powder was a yellow cake. So this particular recipe starts you right off with a yellow cake mix from a box. Then we have a couple of little things you have to do special. I'm going to cook it in a 9x13 pan, and I have preheated my oven to 350, and I'm going to put the cake in and cook it for about 15 minutes. Now that's not going to cook the cake. I'm just going to try to just barely set the middle. Then I'm going to take the cake out and I'm going to put the topping on. And the topping is quite a lot, and that's why you have to get the cake somewhat set. Otherwise it would just cave the cake in. Then you put it back in the oven for about another 15 minutes. So let's get started. I'm going to take you over. You can see me put the cake mix in the bowl with 3 eggs, half a cup of oil, and a cup of water. And we'll get that in the oven, and then I will be back and show you how to make the topping. So hang in there. I'll move you over by the mixing bowl. Okay, I have a Betty Crocker cake mix here. You can use whatever yellow cake mix of your choice. So we're going to add this to the mixer. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of oil, and this is just vegetable oil. And I spilt some of it, so, you know, I'd never spill the water. Spill the oil, yuck. A cup of water. And 3 eggs. So I will start and put these eggs in. I have a piece of shell. Now you know to get a piece of shell out. You use another piece of shell. Okay. Sorry, it's loud. I'm going to let this beep for just a minute. I'm sure it's too noisy. I'll be back. Alrighty. I have 9x13 pan here. All right, put this in the oven, and I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Let me clean this up and we'll be back and make the topping. Okay, we're going to start the topping. 2 1/4 cups of flour. Did I say we were making a lot of topping? Can you see why it tastes good? 1, 2. This is an 1/8 cup, so there'll be 2 of these. I think I must have eaten my 1/4 cup. All right, get that out of the way. 1 3/4 cups of brown sugar. That's the 3/4 cup. Here's the cup. One and a half tablespoons of cinnamon. And I'm going to see if I can get this top off in a minute. Here we go. One and a half. Two sticks of butter, cold. And I'm going to cube that up. This is 1 cup of butter. And I believe, let me just check quickly, 1 1/2 tablespoons, sorry for the door, but I forgot to get the vanilla out, of vanilla. Now we're going to mix this up and make it kind of crumbly, like wet sand. And I will start it, and then I'll shut the camera off because I'm sure this will make a big noise with all that hard butter in there. Whoa. And that is a huge amount of topping. Wow. And I'm going to, let's see if I can get it out here. I'm going to use the pastry blender, see if I can just cut that up a little bit more. I could have really done it in my food processor. Yeah, that's doing a nice job. However, I already lifted one of these heavy appliances up here today, and I wasn't going to go for number 2. You can see how it's coming. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And I have about 3 minutes left before that 15-minute timer goes off. So I'll bring you back when we take it out of the oven. Okay, I have it out of the oven and it's still real jiggly. We're going to put this on here. And I don't know what Starbucks charges for one of these pieces, but I bet it's a pretty penny with all of this butter and vanilla and cinnamon and everything that's in it. I mean, folks, this is as tall again as the cake with topping. And I'm going to put it all on. That's what they said to do. Alrighty. Back in the oven she goes. It's considerably heavier than it was before. And I'm going to set another 15 minutes and see what happens. I will check it with a toothpick when the timer goes off. Be back when it gets ready. Well, there you go, fresh out of the oven. And it's got to cool for a while before we can cut it. It looks good. It looks nice, and this is nice and crunchy. The cake rose up and kind of broke it apart in the middle, but there's plenty to go around. But let me tell you something. It said to cook it 15 minutes, take it out, put this topping on, put it back in for another 15 minutes. And the cake box says that this 9 by 13 pan should be 28 to 30 minutes. This one cooked 40 minutes. I took it out at 30 and tested it. It was absolutely very wet. And I'm thinking one of two things, or a combination of both. Let me bring you up. Oops, sorry. I'll get you. There. I'm thinking maybe a combination of both. One, when I took that cake out and then added all of that topping was cold. And it immediately cooled down on the top of this cake. And so it was only heating from the bottom, and it was so thick on the top that it probably wasn't circulating good heat to the top. So that's one possibility. Don't forget, the box said 28 to 30 minutes, but that's with no topping. This was just if I were making the yellow cake. And the second is, I have a new oven, and I need to get an oven thermometer just to make sure that it is heating to the temperature that I'm setting it to. Because these new ovens, this particular one, I can calibrate it myself. Don't know how, I'd have to read the book. But I'm not going to get into that until I find out for sure. But I think probably it's because of the added thick layer of topping. And so all I'm getting at here is, no matter what the recipe says, you need to do your own checks. I checked it at 30 and it wasn't ready, so I put it on again. And that's fine. And it's not burned, it's just coming away from the edges, just perfect. So that's today's little video. Coffee cake in the style of Starbucks. And I'm waiting to have a piece of that, but it's going to be a while. It's got to set for a little bit. And if I get a chance, I'll take a picture of it and post it. If not on this video, I'll put it on the community page. So check that out too. In the meantime, thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time here and you'd like to come out again and play with us, we play 2 or 3 times a week. Hit that subscribe button and the bell. You'll be notified every time I come out and every time I decide to do something. And if you're a regular here, thanks so much. I love having you with us. And I look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday when we'll be doing some kind of craft. Not sure what it'll be. My phone is ringing, but I'm going to let the answering machine pick it up. So until then, everybody play by the rules. Stay safe. Keep your distance, wear your mask, and everybody play nice now. Love you. Bye-bye.